Hey guys, what's going on? This is your boy RJ Game News USA here. And today I want to talk about Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Now, here's the thing. I've seen the reviews. They're like high 70s for Metacritic and whatnot. But I want to go ahead and give my first impressions. So, I play like the first chapter and maybe a side quest or two, and I can already tell I'm going to love this game. Okay? And when I give my final thoughts weeks from now when I'm done, because I'm really going to take my time on this, I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty good score. Because I really did enjoy Legend of Zelda Age of Calamity. The only problem that game had was the frame rate issues, and that kept it at a 9 for me because it was the hardest game on my Switch 1 to be able to play with frame rate issues that I enjoyed. So here I could say the frame rate issues are fixed. They're solved. I think visually the game looks fine and impressive. I think the voice acting's good. The plot's good. All that other mumbo-jumbo around the core of the game is great. And then we got to step into that core of the game. And that core of the game, the gameplay loop, is extremely fun. Like, yes, I actually maybe should consider going back to the other Dynasty Warrior games, but I have, and I didn't really enjoy those. But I've mostly enjoyed the Hyrule Warriors games or the Fire Emblem Warriors games very much. I think the Hyrule Warriors is a little better than Fire Emblem Warriors, though. But this is like the 5th time Nintendo's partnered up with is it Bandai Namco that does this? Or Koei Tecmo? One of those two. I don't fucking know. But you'll probably correct me in the comments. But anyway, this might end up being the best of all of them. The most refined of all of them. If you definitely enjoyed the plot of Tears of the Kingdom, which I did, it had much more plot and depth of plot than Breath of the Wild. That's one of its advantages. Then this really adds to the story, big time, in big ways. Now, I'm also kind of a weirdo, because I did like Tears of the Kingdom more than Breath of the Wild, but I actually like both. I actually like the Hyrule Warriors games better than I do these latest iterations of the Legend of Zelda. I'm much more of a fan of the classic Zelda, like with Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, that sort of model of Zelda. So that's why I'm not as high on Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. And that's why I actually like their Hyrule Warrior games better, shockingly. But this should really wrap a nice, neat little bow on this story that's been going on for nearly a decade of the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Age of Calamity, Age of Imprisonment. It should really wrap a bow on that whole story arc, really. And it kind of put an end to that, and then we'll see what Zelda does in the future. But, I think there's a lot of cutscene in this game. I think it's, story-wise, it's solid, like I said. But more than anything, I love games with good gameplay. And there's just so much good gameplay here. I enjoy the combat, man. I like hack and slashers a lot. And it's more than that. Reviewers were dogging on it, saying that all you gotta do is button mash. That's not true. There's a lot of strategy involved. If you think it's too easy, ratchet up the difficulty. If you think it's too hard, lower the difficulty. It's not hard. These reviewers gave it an unfair shake. I think the game should have scored a lot better than it did. I could already tell you, just the first couple hours I played, I'm going to love this game. I mean, we'll see when we check back in with my final thoughts. But for now, I have to give a big thumbs up to Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I highly suggest go picking it up. Unless you really don't like Dynasty Warrior games, or you really don't care for Tears of the Kingdom story. Unless you're like that, I suggest go pick this up. It's going to be a while before I'm done with it, so I figured I'd put this video out real quick and let you guys know what I thought, instead of you just waiting for weeks and weeks on end, waiting for me to talk about this game, and I never do. But, those are my thoughts. So anyway, this is RJ signing out. Have a good one.